This is In the Parks and Beyond, the podcast where we dive deep into the magical world of Disney, explore the thrills of Universal, and venture beyond the parks. Join us for insider tips, expert insights, and world-class recommendations on the best rides, shows, and hidden gems. We'll take you on culinary journeys with top food picks and share exciting adventures from destinations around the world. So, pull your lap bars down and head into the parks with us as we embark on this roller coaster we call life.
Welcome back to In the Parks and Beyond. I'm Josh.
I am Jerry, and Season 3, Episode 2, topic,
Flower and Garden. Both of us had the opportunity to go. I went on day one, and I think you went over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
The opening weekend?
Yep.
What stood out to you so far?
Food?
Yeah. I'm telling you, I think the food is top-notch this year.
Understatement. I think, so officially, I've finally been to all the festivals at EPCOT, and I think Flower and Garden, so far from what I had, takes the cake for best food.
I have to agree. Even the things that I tried that I didn't like, it's not like they were awful.
Exactly.
I just didn't like them. Like the jerk chicken. It was cooked okay. It wasn't too dry, but it wasn't spicy. So therefore, It's going to get a lower rating because if I'm getting jerk chicken, I want spicy chicken.
Better be spicy.
Yeah. Something surprised me. Like I don't really like seafood, but I tried the conch fritters, and they were super They were wicked good.
No way.
They weren't fishy because that's the thing with me.
I'll have to get them.
For fish, like I can eat fish, but not if it's too fishy. It's just
gotcha.
I can't do it. But the conch was fresh because usually when I'm always skeptical of getting seafood at the festivals because to me it's like the equivalent of gas station sushi. Like in a good, but like not in a mean way, but like I just can't trust it to be super fresh, because it's so mass produced.
It's gas station sushi with like 5-star pricing.
I did feel the portions have gotten a little smaller this year. The Frushi went from 4 to 3, and they changed.
I was going to say that. So that's been my next thing I was going to say, because that was the first time I've ever had the Frushi, and I've heard mixed things this year. I've heard some people say it was better in the past. I've heard that like they went down like in portions. So I can't be the person to speak to of like portion sizes and stuff like that. But for me personally, for the first time having it, I personally think it lived up to the hype. I really liked it.
I didn't have it last year because I was told it was awful last year. So like, I'm not going to waste my money. And so this year I was like, oh, I'm not going to try it this year because it's just the same thing. And then I see pictures of it. I'm like, that's like completely different this year. So I'm going
I thought it was very refreshing eating it. So I could be the outlier here because I've never had it, but I personally really liked it.
I'm going back this weekend. Oh, it'll be previous weekend when you see this episode, but I'm going to give those a try. Something that stood out to me too. Did you try the blueberry crumble cake?
I haven't yet. That was on my list. I have to get it.
So the cake it's just cake. It's okay. But the blueberry lemon ice cream that it comes with I would just eat an entire bowl of that.
That just sounds.
I mean, you're from New England, so you know like all the Maine blueberry flavor stuff. Like it reminded me of spending my summer in Maine. The way the blueberry ice cream was just so good.
What I really liked was in Mexico. What was it?
Was it the giant tostada thing?
Yes.
That thing. I didn't try it yet because the line was way too long.
To me, that was probably my favorite thing. And I had a lot of good things on the day that we went, and they knocked that thing out of the park.
Yeah. Did you have the avocado toast yet?
No, that's next when we go next.
I liked it, but I just felt like the avocado was like, like you buy store-bought guacamole.
Yeah.
That's what it tasted like. Like I think it's not that it was bad. It's just you can taste the artificial flavoring in it. Yeah. So I would have rathered to have a fresh mashed up avocado, and I would pay extra $1 for it if that had fresh avocado. You just can't beat fresh avocado.
Disney, please don't watch this episode. I don't want to pay another $1.
What did you try out of everything you tried? What was your least favorite?
See, this is hard because I didn't have anything like where I was like, this is. Like if I had to say, like if I had to rank something, and I didn't even think it was bad, I would get it again. Honestly, it was the steam bun in Japan.
Okay, yeah, the Wagyu beef bun.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was really good, honestly. I thought it was pretty solid.
I had that one last year, and it was good, but it just didn't stand out to me.
No, for sure. Which is why I think that's why I probably would rank it last, because it wasn't like I would rush to go get it. You know, like I wouldn't go, like if I was walking by, oh, that looks good, I'll get it. You know, like sure,
I wouldn't.
But like,
trying to think what my I think my least favorite thing was the jerk chicken because it wasn't spicy, but it's not that it was bad.
Yep.
It was good.
Another thing though that I really liked was the street corn.
I can't eat corn on the cob, or my crown will come out.
See, so for me, I'm not a huge corn on the cob person. I like corn, but not really. You don't really see me eating corn on the cob. But we tried it, and must say it was really, really good. Really good.
I sometimes like I want to cut it off, but the knives that they give you at Food and Wine or at Flower, whatever, at the festivals, they just won't work. I'll be in plastic bits instead of corn.
Josh brings his own, made it through security with it.
It's trust me, guy. It's just for the corn. I'm not up to anything.
I swear.
So I can eat the corn.
You can watch me. I'll even buy you one.
Take the butter knife with me out of one of the restaurants.
Yeah.
Oh man. What else? Okay, the s'mores bar.
I haven't had it yet.
So I didn't have it fresh. I had it brought to me.
Okay.
So I can't give like my full review on it. I'll try it fresh when I go again.
Gotcha.
But I thought that it was decadent, the flavoring, but there was just something off about it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think because I don't think they're using like, I think they're like smoking it with either liquid smoke or one of those like little canister smokers. So I just think they put a little too much smoke flavor into it.
Gotcha.
If you're a chef, when you smoke things, too much smoke can ruin a dish. You got to find that perfect balance. And I just think it was just too much smoke. And you have to use the right wood chips, because each one has a different flavor profile.
Do you know what I did try also, though? Wasn't festival related, though. It was the new... God, let me remember this here now. It was in Germany. The new carrot cake and the... what do you call it? We get the popcorn.
Caramel coochie?
Yes, inside there.
It was obviously not called that, but that's what I call it.
Yeah. It was their new carrot cake that they had.
Bomb. I didn't try those yet, but I do want to try the festival carrot cake waffle.
Yes, that's on my list too. That's definitely on my list.
I've heard that it's like the best thing in the festival, but every time I go to get a waffle, they're already sold out. It happened to me last.
They just see you coming. They just switch the sides. Sorry, sold out.
It's like it happened to me last year, and now this year it's like whatever, fine, I won't try it. Whatever.
They don't want you to knock. Everyone's loving it. And they're like, oh, here comes Josh with brutal bites.
I gotta wear a disguise. Get a Keith Lee it, order under a different name. Oh man. Now besides the food, we have quite a bit of new topiaries this year.
Yes.
Or I wouldn't say brand new. I mean, Moana's brand new, but we have some returning ones because Phineas and Ferb is back. But it's kind of new because it's been like 5-6 years since it's been back.
From what I've seen from online, I believe it's about that long.
Yeah, I liked it. I think that was one of it. I don't know if it's my. I think I put it as my favorite. I think it's my favorite. I love Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, I honestly really loved all the Utopias on it because this was, again, my first time seeing him in person. So it was, I was like, not like taking, like, because I was expecting, like, of course, to see them, like, oh, Utopias, but like actually getting to see them in person is like, wow, these are a lot better in person. Like, they're so much cooler to look at.
Last year in the front, they had Asha and Wish, and
yes,
I'll put a picture over here. And you can see how uninviting it made the festival feel, like when you're walking in. That's not a dig on Wish. That's a dig on just the theming and the plants around. It was just dull. Now, this year, with the Moana,
yes,
it's welcoming. Like,
it's
huge in your face.
Absolutely.
It makes you excited for the festival.
I agree. I think when my wife and I, we were like scanning in, and I looked up and I was like, I said, wow. I'm like, that's really cool. Like, I was like, oh, wow.
They and the fact that they added sand like really tied it together.
Yes.
Because it really contrasted with the greenery. So it pops at you. And last year's with Wish being in the front, it was just dull flower. There was just flowers. It just didn't really pop at you. And I think that when you're putting a topiary in the front, it should pop out right at you.
Absolutely, because especially if like again, first impressions, last impressions. So like, if you put something dull in the front, I'm like, oh yay, can't wait to see what else there is.
This is now the third year I've gone to the festival, day one, and I have to say I think this is probably my favorite like the favorite one I've been to so far.
Nice. Wow. Okay.
I think that they really pulled up the stops for this year's festival. The merchandise is phenomenal. I don't know if you had a chance to check it out.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yes.
Did I buy anything? No, because my wallet goes to food. It's just the way it goes. But I mean, it was a madhouse in there. People were ripping things off their stuff. As I'm taking video, there's just like someone's like taking their arm and going, "Ooh." I'm like, okay, so we're reselling all this.
They're like, I already claimed it.
Claimed. But I really like that they went all in on Spike the Bee and Orange Bird this year. But they also, if you saw the pass holder merch, like I thought that was really cool how they made it like greenery. Like the hat looks like it's grass growing out of the top.
Yes.
So I think they did a good job with the merchandise. Did you get anything?
Not yet.
No.
I was mainly there for food.
Yeah, me too.
Because like I've heard everyone hype up the food for Flower and Garden, so I was like, my priority is food.
The food I think is better in this festival than Food and Wine. I think the Food and Wine, like when you were with me on day one, the food just wasn't hitting. The only thing that hit was the peanut butter jelly wings there.
Yeah, that was like the really thing that I still remember to this day. Like that's like I'll get those again. But I feel, in my personal opinion, I think Food and Wine is a little overrated. If I'm being honest,
I think so too. I also think Festival of the Holidays is overrated.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, there's not a lot to do at Festival of the Holidays. I feel like it's just decorated.
I feel like it's just like that awkward festival they threw in just as like a buffer to the next one, so just to fill some time.
Like, I mean, the candlelight processional is cool. Obviously, Living with the Land's overlay is top notch. It's the best overlay in the park.
Yeah.
But everything else, like the cookie stroll, isn't anything special. The cookies don't really change out that often. The food is meh. So between Flower and Garden and Festival of the Arts, I think this year I'm gonna edge out with Arts and make Flower and Garden my top one this year.
Gotcha.
I felt like this year's Festival of the Arts was kind of, I don't know, it felt scaled back in a way.
I was going to say that. Like, I had a good time, don't get me wrong. I went to it 2 or 3 times.
Me too.
I forget which one.
We did day 1 and 2 together.
Yes.
And then I went back, I think, once or twice.
Like, don't get me wrong, the art was phenomenal. Like, that was so cool.
That was a highlight.
But the food was...
Yeah, I mean, nothing
average.
Really, yeah, obviously my favorite thing was that we had was the what was that?
Was it the grilled cheese?
No, well that's definitely
cheese.
a top. That's a top thing. No, it was the beef Wellington croissant.
Oh yes, the beef Wellington. Yes, that was actually pretty good. That was
pretty good.
Too bad.
And then the the red wine beef short rib from Germany.
Yep,
that's good. Yep. But then everything else it's just like gimmicky.
Yeah,
I do like how colorful the food can be, but to me the food is way more appetizing. It looks better at Flower and Garden because they put flowers on it, they put fresh vegetables on it, the colors work together. So I think that they did a phenomenal job with the food this year.
I agree. Couldn't agree more. I'm excited to go back to get more because there's a ton more I wanted to get.
I was looking at my footage. I'm like, I somehow didn't spend a lot of time on food.
Yeah.
I was really enjoying what the festival had to offer because usually, like for Arts, I was go. You were with me, and we would go food.
Yeah.
But honestly, I was really just taking in this festival. The topiaries, the offerings. What else did I enjoy? Oh, the live music was phenomenal.
I was going to say, they were throwing it down with that DJ.
Yeah.
That was
DJs.
Awesome.
I had there was a local Orlando band. They were like a soul band that did day one. They were really good. They really got the blood pumping. And Rafi, the Canadian singer, who she sadly left to go back to Canada. I think she comes back in the fall, October or November. But she's really good when she's in Canada. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, and the UK band.
I love the UK band.
Really good.
Yeah.
I just thought that everything was good. My only gripe about this year is the prize for the Spike the Bee challenge where you have to find them.
But yeah, yep.
Last year, it was this bad boy, little mini cornhole, and this year is little watering cans, but you can't make out the character really.
Gotcha.
So I thought I was really hoping to get a second one, but no.
So you could actually play cornhole.
But it is what it is. What about you? What stood out to you besides the food in the topiaries? What was your?
This is gonna sound funny, but when we went, crowds weren't actually that bad, so it was enjoyable.
Yeah, crowds on day one were busy but manageable. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's exactly the best way to explain it.
Yeah, they were there, they were around, but it just didn't. They weren't in my way.
Exactly. When we were at Farts.
Yeah,
there was mobbed.
It was crazy.
Crazy.
We could barely get into the food lines. We could barely get into the experiences. But flowering, and it was a cheer competition.
Yep.
Yep. So I was surprised by that. And
we had a really good time, honestly. When we went. It was a Saturday afternoon too when we went, and it was I was saying to my wife, I was like, maybe it's because it's that awkward time of the year, but first time being in Florida during this time, so it's kind of new for me too. But I was like, this really isn't that bad. I was expecting it to be jam packed being the first weekend,
especially it's the start of spring break for some places too on that weekend. So for it not to be too bad was nice. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are at Universal for the band that everyone I always forget the name, but the electronic band was there.
Yes.
But I do have a question for you about the Groot topiary.
Yes.
Did you happen to hang out around it at all?
Didn't hang out around it. Sorry, but I did not hang around it.
I stood there for a good 20-30 minutes thinking that it would play the music again on day one, and there was no music. And there was
no way.
And it didn't spin. So I don't know if it was because it was windy that day. But I haven't seen any videos of it doing the music or the spinning this year.
I was gonna say when I went by, it wasn't doing anything. It was just there.
I wonder if they removed that feature this year because they did move it.
Yes. Yep.
Which is kind of sad. I liked it in its spot, but makes sense with the virtual queue going away. They need all the space they can get over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say because I think even when it wasn't even that bad, I think it was because we were gonna ride it at one point, but then it shot up the time. I think it was 2.5 hours at one point.
Crazy. I haven't ridden it since it's gone to virtual queue.
Yeah.
You got to see your Buzz Topiary, I assume.
Oh yeah, of course.
No, for you that don't know, Jerry is a huge Buzz Lightyear fan.
He is permanently imprinted on my body.
We'll show it sometime. Yeah. 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and Jerry will just do an episode showing you his tattoo.
It's just my calf, the whole episode, 1 hour long. We'll make it ASMR.
But we always go off the rails. You all know us. All right, to get back on track, I like to ask a question, if you were in charge. What movie would you or Disney character would you like to see a topiary made for a future festival?
Oh, good question.
And it doesn't have to be a well-known movie, it can, or IP.
It may have already been done. Probably has. It's super popular, but I haven't seen it. And if it is there, I haven't seen it yet. Pirates
of the Caribbean. I don't know if I've seen Pirates. What's his face?
Yeah, but not even just that. Think about if they made the ship.
Dude. Like even if it's like a smaller scale, I totally
get it.
Like,
how cool would that?
That
like
would be awesome.
Imagine walking into Epcot Festival and that's what you first see.
The Black Pearl.
Black Pearl is at Utopia.
Dude, that would be with the music playing.
Yes. How cool would that be?
Chef's kiss.
How cool would that be?
That would be
Disney, I hope you're watching now.
Yeah, thanks for tuning back in.
You can skip part 10 minutes ago.
Dude, that would be sick. Because then you could have like Jack fighting somebody with a sword on top. Dude, that'd be sick.
How cool would that be?
I don't think I'd like leave. I would just be staring at all that.
I don't even think I would leave that area. Man, and like Matthew did like a show in between it too.
That's it. Like Jack made his way over from Magic Kingdom.
Oh, I found my rum.
Literally. Oh man, you're gonna get us in trouble now. For me, I was gonna say Treasure Planet.
Okay, yeah, no, that's cool.
I just feel like it's one of those underrated Disney movies.
For sure.
Like, I feel like I've always wanted like Disney should. I always thought that Disney should make a live action of that one. Like they keep live action making these classic movies that everyone doesn't want to see, but I just feel like a live action Treasure Planet would go so hard. And then
that would actually
for a topiary, dude, I wouldn't leave it. I wouldn't necessarily. I don't know if I'd put it.
That's a good idea.
I think I'd put it by Mission Space. I feel like it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Like or the Cosmic Rewind area.
Yeah. No, for sure. I actually like that idea.
I just feel like they're all like they took away the three caballeros, or I always mess up the name, but whatever, for Coco. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Coco, but that's a classic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is what they're doing, right?
They already did. They already swapped out the three caballeros for Topiary for Coco. Yeah. Which I don't know why you couldn't have both. There's plenty of room in that pavilion to put both.
I agree. Yep.
No, and now if you're watching Disney, you better not touch that ride.
Yeah. Well, I know it is down right now for refurbishment, so
yeah, and it better not open up as surprise as Coco.
Surprise!
Listen, I like Coco, right? I like Coco. I thought it was a decent movie, but
no, for sure, definitely.
I don't want it to replace that ride because I can't chug a margarita and then go ride Coco. It won't be the same.
Challenge accepted. Josh, I got your new challenge. It's going to be how many margaritas and how many times can you ride the Coco ride in one day?
Are you trying to kill me? Listen, the Black Magic Margarita at La Cava, I literally, I went for my birthday when I was there with Noah, and we both drank it, and we were like, let's go on the three cup, let's go on it, and we're like, oh wait, we can't bring our drink on, so we had to chug it, and about a quarter of the way through the ride, my entire body was burning up. I literally thought I was about to die. Like whatever was in that drink, I thought it killed me. I thought by the time we got to the exit of the ride, they were going to like stretch me off. And I looked at Noah, and Noah was doing that. Noah had the same thing. I was dying. But then it was the only drink that night that did it, because we went to Japan, we went to France, I think, and then we went to Hollywood Studios and went to Hollywood Brown Derby Bar, and then we went to
nice Baseline.
No, the Cantina.
Yeah.
Oga's, yeah. And I was like, no other drink did it to me. So whatever was in that drink at La Cava, it's definitely Black Magic.
Listen, their margaritas are on point there.
My favorite
literally
is the
some of the best. Yes. Oh, that's a really good one too. Like when I see people standing in line outside in the frozen one, and I'm like, do you know what you're missing out on? Like, just go inside.
Well, I will say that the ones outside I think are a little bit cheaper though.
Well, they are, but you're also.
At least I know I'm getting real tequila inside.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't know what you're getting in the frozen ones. Like, they're probably liquefied, and
it's probably Jose Cuervo too. It's not like anything special.
Exactly. So, like, sure, they're cheaper, but like, you're literally, if you go inside, you're getting the most authentic margarita you'll ever have in your life.
Now, I mean, since we're on the topic of drinks, did you try any of the drinks at
I haven't.
No,
not yet. I do. I think that's gonna be the next thing. I do want to try some, because some of them do look really, really good.
Yeah, I didn't I didn't have a chance to grab a drink.
Yeah.
I'm a good boy, so I don't take a drink when I have to drive. Unless it's early in the morning and it will I sweat it out. But I just didn't have a chance to. But there's a lot of things that sound good to me this year.
Yeah, no, there was a lot. When I was looking at the menus when I was walking around, I was like,
It's just I like a good refreshing drink, and I feel like Flower and Garden delivers on that. I wish that Flower and Garden was longer again, like it was in 2023, because I think it went till June, the end of June. And
because this year it's what,
May,
first week of June? Is it May? End of May?
Yeah, I think it's May. It's either May 24th or 25th, and then we have no announcement on Food and Wine yet. But last year was August 20 something.
Yeah, it was August 27th, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was late. I mean, it wasn't. It's not that it was late last year. It's that it went back to its original schedule because Disney was doing extended festivals, except for arts. Except for Festival of the Arts, that was still always short. But they were doing extended for Flower and Garden, and then extended for Food and Wine, and then and then holidays always starts on Black Friday.
What was it like? It was like 2021, I think it was, where Food and Wine started like the first week of July. I think it was. Well, for like 6 months.
Yeah, 2020. I think it was 2024. I mean, 2023. We were there for the day. I think it was July 27th, 2023. And then it didn't end until November.
That's crazy. That's see, that's too much. Like, unless you're introducing new things the whole time, but like.
Oh, well, that's another thing. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. For Flower and Garden, the booth inside Communicore Hall had I think it's the Farmer's Market or the Farmer's Feast, but they have a rotating menu. So they'll have 3 different menus as the season progresses. So right now, if you want to try the grilled asparagus, which was tangy but good, or the blueberry crumble, you only have a limited time because once the new menu comes in, you won't be able to get them.
See, I like that because I think it gives a reason for people to keep going back.
Mm-hmm. Like Food and Wine, and I think Food and Wine does the same thing where they open up a new booth. Like I think Hawaii opened up later than the first couple of days of the booth. Like I think it opened up like a month later or something. But while we're on the topic of Communicore Hall, we have to talk about that upgrade.
Yes.
I assume you got to go in. I assume you saw the Spike the Bee topiary and all the flowers.
So I saw it from the distance. I actually didn't go in.
Okay.
Go in. I walked by. I could see inside of it. So I saw like the most of it, but I didn't like physically go in to look at everything yet.
So I'll take point on this then. Clearly, slacker over here.
Right, I'll leave.
Yeah. Bye. Okay. So. By all means, it's not like it's still a college dormitory cafeteria. Like it's not.
Yeah, it looked like it.
It's not, but this is not putting lipstick on a pig like Festival of the Arts was. At least for Flower and Garden, they really did put them in. There's flowers running both edges of the walls. They have the Flower and Garden banners. But I think the highlight of Communicore is in the middle is this giant display of beautiful tropical colored flowers, and then on the very top of that display is Spike the Bee.
Oh, okay.
Which I'll put a picture somewhere over one of our heads, whoever's popped up. And I think that is definitely my top 3. So my top 3 is Spike, Moana, and Phineas and Ferb.
Okay.
But I don't know why they couldn't do something like with Festival of the Arts inside Communicore. I get they want to do the Broadway thing, but there's plenty of space to do the Broadway display. I felt like while it was cool, it was just covering up something.
Exactly. Yeah.
We were supposed to have a giant
college cafeteria.
We were supposed to have the giant Figment statue for Festival of the Arts, and we didn't. So I'm excited. I was excited to see an icon for Flower and Garden actually in the middle at Communicore. And like I said, by all means, it's not the best. This is still just a cafeteria with seating, but it is a huge upgrade to what we had from when open Flower to Holidays. Holidays was okay, but it was very empty because it was cool to have the gingerbread spaceship Earth.
Yeah,
but it just was empty.
That was cool. Yeah,
But Flower and Garden, they really filled the entire space that wasn't being used by tables and chairs with flowers, topiaries. It was a good use of space. Right, and I guess I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is one topiary you never want to see again?
Oh, that's a good one. What was it? It was one I was laughing at. What was it? Man, I'm drawing a blank right now. There is one.
Slacker.
What's yours? Get back. Let me get back to you. I gotta remember which one it was.
So it's not that I hate it. I love it, but I've seen it so much. I would like to have something new in its place, and it's the Captain Hook, TikTok Croc, and Peter Pan set.
Okay. Yep.
It's not, and again, I don't hate it. I've just seen it so many times that it would be nice to have something new and refreshing in its place.
Sure. This isn't the one I'm thinking of, but this will be a little controversial for myself. The Buzz Lightyear one. It's the same.
Oh,
for the most part.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised that. Listen,
spice it up a bit.
Listen, they're good. We'll put Treasure Planet there.
Yeah, I'm not saying get rid of it or anything like that, but like I understand why they have it because it's near what's it called?
Mission Space.
Yeah, near Mission. So like, I get why, but like you have, Buzz and not Buzz, Woody and
Bo Peep.
Bo Peep, opposite from if you're gonna do Toy Story, do it together.
I wonder if they're trying to go with like Buzz the show, the show Buzz Lightyear, Star Commander.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. But like at the same time, though, it's like, oh look, it's Buzz. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. I think they do a good job with it. But like, I don't know. I think that could be a room for growth.
And I think it's time for final thoughts, Jerry. I do have a question for you.
Sure.
So since this was your first time, what would be advice that you give to other first-timers going to this festival?
Great question. As this being the first time for me, there's a few approaches, I guess. Depends on what you're looking for and what you want to do. For me personally, it was food, so that was my major focus. But if I had to give advice, I would say avoid rides. Focus on what they have to offer for the festival because there's a ton. Not just food. There's entertainment. The Utopias are everywhere. You can go check out. There's other events going on that you can see. There's something for everybody essentially. Again, my advice is more now towards locals more than anything because for me, I can go to a ride tomorrow if I wanted to. If I didn't want to do rides at the festival, with somebody who's maybe going back to EPCOT for the first time in 5 years, where rides might be another priority for them. Maybe give EPCOT 2 days. Maybe get park hoppers. Maybe do a full day at EPCOT one day, and then half day another day to be able to kind of fit everything in. Because, and honestly, you may not even fit all of it in because there's just so much to do. But really, I guess it really stems to what kind of makes you happy. But for festival full wise. I would say skip rides and focus on what they have to offer.
Yeah. And to add on to that, if you are going for the first time, and let's say you only care about riding Guardians, just go for early entry if you're staying on property. The park, usually the park opens at 9 and early entry is at 8:30. So take advantage of that. Go wait in line for Guardians because by the time you get off Guardians, the booth should be opening. But 10:30, 11 o'clock is when they open. So you're not missing anything in that first few hours.
Exactly.
And then if you get off Guardians earlier than that, you can stroll around and take a look at the topiaries.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
So, and that's, and like Jerry said, if you can fit 2 days in or you can do a day and a half at EPCOT, that's what I would do. But if you have that one day, just take advantage of the early entry or park opening.
Absolutely. And honestly, think about staying all day or even taking a break midday and coming back because it's to see everything. I think you need the full day to jam pack. And with kids, I know that can be tough. So,
And I got there for rope drop. Well, I tried to get there for rope drop, but I-4 doesn't cooperate all the time. I was there
never.
And I was able to do a lot, but I still didn't do everything, and that was from 9:30 in the morning until 7, 8 o'clock at night. So there is a lot to unpack at this festival. So I suggest you take advantage of a day and a half, or two, just like Jerry said. But with that being said, I am Josh in the Parks on all platforms.
I am It's a Buzz Life on Instagram and TikTok.
And you can find the podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at In the Parks and Beyond, or In the Parks _pod. And put your hands up because your lap bars are coming up.
Peace.